Perfect. Looks like we're ready to go ahead and get started. So I would like to welcome everyone. My name is Kate Amor, and I am the head of enterprise product here at Guaranteed Rate. And this is Tech Transformations, a webinar series on harnessing technology to shape the future of lending and recruitment. And I am joined by visionary leader, Rola Gurrieri, our Chief Fulfillment Officer, and top producing regional manager, Kristen Ambos. Rola and Kristen, welcome to Tech Transformations.
Thank you.
Yeah, excited to be here. And before we get started, Rola, could you give a quick 60-second intro into yourself and Guaranteed Rate?
Yeah, so I've been in the mortgage business for over 20 years. I'm the Chief Fulfillment Officer for Guaranteed Rate. I oversee all operations, credit policy, collateral, strategic initiatives. Super fun. We have fun every day. And I'm a proud mama of 3 little, very energetic boys.
Ooh, I love that. Thank you, Rola. So Kristen, tell us about yourself. Oh, Kristen, we can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I had myself still muted. My name is Kristen Ambos. I am here at Guaranteed Rate. I have been in the industry for about 22 years in the loan officer position, now regional manager here. I am a bonus mama to an 18-year-old girl who is beautiful and blooming and going on to her independent self. So we are super excited about that. And married and just have some fur babies at home. Otherwise, everybody's moving out on me here.
I also have some fur babies. In fact, I had to evict one right before this webinar started.
They do that.
Right? So let's go ahead and get started on our first topic. How Guaranteed Rates, technology advancements like same-day mortgage are driving a better borrower, agent, and law officer experience. So Rola, I know that you have been so instrumental in the creation of same-day mortgage, and you really are awesome to work with. This is a true story. So could you give us like a brief overview of same-day mortgage and a peek under the hood on how it works?
Yeah, so same-day mortgage was born about 2 years ago. Our CEO, Victor Tardelli, really wanted to create a more simplistic process around the home buying process, because the truth is, historically, it wasn't a fun process from the consumer perspective. It was a little bit painful, right? And it's bizarre that in our industry, especially within the manufacturing of a loan, things never evolved over time. If anything, the process always became longer. I mean, I started in the business underwriting, right? And it took just as much time today to underwrite a file as it did over 20 years ago, which is very weird. That shouldn't be, right? Yeah. And so same-day mortgage really came to life because we wanted to create a more simplistic approach for the consumer and the loan officer and our referral partners, right? And so we created a process that's supported by technology, and the technology is gateless, which is, I'm going to refer to it as a smart underwriter. It's an AI underwriting that basically acts as an underwriter on the loan, right? And so while we were creating same-day mortgage, we were working hand in hand with Gateless to create this AI underwrite around Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac rules, right? And so, again, it was 2 years of a credit team sitting there with a tech team building rules to think just like an underwriter, from the review of documentation to the ability of spitting out a condition to the ability of being able to approve a loan, right? And so that really helped us kick, same-day mortgage, accelerate it, because at the end of the day, the point of same-day mortgage was to be able, yes, to make it more simplistic for the consumer, but we wanted to be able to deliver the speed at the same time. And so under this, I mean, you have a consumer applying for a mortgage, and within 8 hours, they can either have a clear to close in their hand or an approval in their hand, right? And so that's a big, big deal. That doesn't exist in today's market, right? Mm-hmm. And so that was the ultimate goal, was to be able to issue a clear to close or an approval to the consumer, along with the to, obviously the loan officer and the referral partner involved, because we wanted to make it, again, as easy for everybody involved without sacrificing service or quality. And involving technology is really important, because in order to change the way we do things, it's very hard not to lean into technology, right? Because the way the manufacturing process is set up, there's a lot of repetition, and it never really made sense, because you have the loan officer, then the processor, then the underwriter, then the processor again, doing the same task over and over and over again, right? And so there was a need to figure out how you can leverage technology to really just, change how we do business, because that's what we're doing. I mean, we totally, the way we function today is completely different. The way we manufacture a loan is totally different than the way we obviously manufactured a loan pre same day mortgage. And so again, it's really, really important to utilize technology like Smart Underwrite, which is gateless, but it's also just as important when you invest into technology to build a killer process around the technology, because if you don't, you've wasted a lot of money, right? It doesn't make sense. And so when you lean into technology, it's important to evolve your process, right, throughout all functions of the business, because that's how you really accelerate and make the, process better for everybody.
Now, Rola, this is available on multiple different product lines, isn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's for our conventional business right now with as little as 3%, but it's, we have affordable lending that falls under that umbrella. Anything that falls under the conventional umbrella that's not self-employed business is really supported under this product. So the only, the only parameter that we don't include, component of a borrower that we don't include, is self-employed business. Other than that, all conventional programs except bond loans fit under this program. And so we've been able to actually fund $5 billion of business so far under this program. And we've helped many home buyers throughout the process. And again, we get a lot of feedback from the consumers, just shocked, and I'm not exaggerating, shocked by how quick and easy the process has been. And the truth is, when we roll this out, when we started to see that feedback from the consumers, that's when we were like, oh my God, this is revolutionary. We're changing the way mortgages are done.
Yeah, it's been a long time since anyone has made a major disruption in industry, and that is a true statement. So, Kristen, this is the perfect segue. Can you tell us how same-day mortgage has made a difference to your borrowers, agents, and yourself?
Yeah, I'm over here nodding my head as Rola speaking, because it is exactly everything she said. And then on the loan officer side of things, one of the exciting parts that I personally didn't realize would happen when this first started coming out was because you have all that conventional business going so fast, right? And the consumer really loves it, because the last thing they want to do is this daunting process, right? So Rola's correct. Like, the clients that would be like, are you kidding me? That was amazing. It was so, everyone told me to be scared of getting a mortgage, and I wasn't scared at all. And those comments started really coming. But one of the other parts is because we still do FHA, VA, and bond loans, those started closing 2 weeks sooner because the conventional loans were closing 2 weeks sooner. So a side effect in the best way was that all business started closing that much faster. And I always joke, but there's realness to any loan officers that says, when you have a borrower with idle hands and we're just waiting and waiting and waiting for that clear to close, that's when things can go awry with a loan. When you're in and done and you're clear to close and just get to the closing table as fast as you can, that doesn't happen. You're not giving the borrowers an opportunity to accidentally hurt themselves because they didn't listen to how many times you said, don't buy something, or, don't do something. Those basic things can matter. So all in all, it's sped everything up. The accuracy is unbelievable. The timeline is unbelievable, which just makes for a much better process. And not to mention, the agents love it, because now they call and instead of saying, well, it's going to be about 30 days by the time I can fulfill any contingencies, I'm on the phone with them saying, well, we could probably fulfill all your contingencies in 7 to 10 days and close in 10 days per RESPA guidelines. So they're now going, holy cow, and we see winning offers because the contingencies, at the end of the day, the seller just wants to reduce their risk, right? And so I've had so many agents go to bat now and saying, as a list side, with their same day, with Kristen's same day, and with what we're doing, I would take the financed offer as well as I take the cash because it's a done deal. Now that's amazing. And when we're starting to win cash offers because we can compete on time and speed, and having that much security with our referring, our referral partners and our agents that we work with, knowing that is just been something that has been so exciting. And it just gives you the momentum to want to keep going, which is really important in this industry right now, in this business.
Yeah, Kristen, you've been doing an amazing job and closing some of our top producing loan officers. So you certainly are one who knows how to use these programs to be successful. That's absolutely amazing. And I didn't think about it as something that competes with a cash offer, but I could totally see that being the case. That is absolutely amazing.
Yes.
So how does our technology advancement help attract and retain top professionals and talent? I know that you are such a recruiting juggernaut. You are always bringing in amazing new top talent. So how has this made a difference for you?
First and foremost, work-life balance. I know that that's been something that Victor has always been after for us, and just being able to take care of ourselves and as well as our entire executive leadership team. I can't speak enough to the support that our executive leadership team gives us, and the reimbursement for that is then they provide us with this product. Rola segued into all of this and got this going for us, which is, she's not wrong. We were writing loans the same way for 20 years. As technology was evolving, our industry wasn't, and they changed us for that. So when I say that they gave us as loan officers a massive gift, I really truly mean it, because now I can be with my daughter and updating a pre-approval letter, getting that out. So I'm getting what my agents need out. And then in talking to loan officers who are struggling right now at other companies, saying, I don't know how to get motivated. I don't know how to get stuff done. And underwriting is tough, and this and that and the next thing. I don't have any of those issues. And now the talent that we brought on in the last probably 6 months here is blown away, because they're always like, yeah, right, kind of thing. And then they get here and they realize it's legit. They have more support at the leadership level. Now they have a work-life balance where they can be out doing stuff with their families, going to different events, supporting other referral partners and agents that we have in the industry with all kinds of different stuff, and still getting our job done. So it truly is that alone, with Power VP app that you guys created for us, is huge. Not to mention the Wellable app, because now when there's maybe, we have a lot of clients that have low interest rates, right? But doesn't mean we still don't care about their financial wellness, their physical wellness, their mental wellness. And now the Wellable app on top of it not only created that for us, but created something for our consumers that's amazing. And they can still get that free of charge. So we're giving them, even after we close their loan, we're still giving them ways to make their lives better overall. And so for me, it's not just about one or the other. It's a combination in all of it that's just truly blowing my mind right now with how we can deliver to both of our referral partners, our loan officers, and our clients.
Yeah. And Kristen, when you're not master and commanding all of this technology, you also are one of the leaders in our product utilization, closing such a diverse range of all of our different products and programs. I'm always so impressed by you. And she's always helping us with all of those things. Truly amazing.
Thank you.
So Rola, how do you look at technology and recruiting and retention from your point of view as an executive? And how does that play into the way you think about our strategy for same-day mortgage?
So when same-day mortgage was created, and when we worked on, creating, AI underwriting with gateless smart underwriting, I said it over and over again that what was created, yes, was a underwriting tool to help streamline the process. However, it is most instrumental when used by the loan officer up front, between the loan officer and the consumer, because first of all, it saves the loan officer so much time. Okay. We don't want them in front of a computer spending hours trying to qualify a borrower. I mean, you don't need to do that. The job of a loan officer is to go out and create high trust relationships, right? And the back and forth on qualification to me is silly. That shouldn't weigh on a loan officer's plate, right? It should be automated. That's where technology should be in use. So in Victor primarily, his whole thing has always been, I want my loan officers out there being rainmakers, right? I don't want them behind a computer spending hours. They shouldn't just be processing their loan. They shouldn't be underwriting their loan, right? Again, we now have the technology that's built for the loan officers to be able to go out and be rainmakers versus, again, being stuck in an office 9 to 5, which takes away their selling ability, right? So, I mean, for us, again, AI underwriting is fantastic because it also, supports our quality initiatives, right? So from an underwriting and fulfillment perspective, it's amazing. And as a leader, we're the executive team is beyond thrilled with what with what has been built. But again, from the beginning, we looked at it as, if utilized correctly, the loan officer will truly, get the most benefit out of this technology, because to Kristen's point, it really helps support the balance between, work and your real life, right? And again, at the end of the day, we want people going out there and trying to create new business. We don't want a loan officer being stuck in an office, right? It could be very frustrating. And so for us, it's, when recruits sit down and take a look at our technology, they're in awe. And like she said, once they're on board, they're shocked with what same day mortgage actually delivers. I mean, I literally get emails to this day, 2 years later, from loan officers just in complete shock with the process. Because to Kristen's point, sometimes people join and they're like, you say that, but is that really happening? And then they see it and, like I said, they're completely stunned by how well the technology works.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's really awesome. So Kristen, what would you say to salespeople who are sometimes scared about like using new technology or having technology between them and their borrower?
I'm kind of one of those where it's old dog, new tricks. And Victor always jokes with us about getting on board and, just getting with the times. So one of the things that it's done for me personally is it's made me comfortable with the uncomfortable, which is new technology. And I think a lot of times loan officers fight that, but I am telling you right now, they make it, and our teams have made it. Rola, and it's just a huge credit to you guys. It's dummy proof, if you will. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, it's that easy to use. It's that easy to work with. If you've ever written a mortgage, you can use any of this technology. They've really brought it to a level that it doesn't take any more time. You log into your app, it's that easy. And when it's that easy, it becomes that much more exciting. There's nothing daunting about it at all, which just makes you want to use it more and more and be able to, then all of a sudden you're, oh yeah, I can do that, or I can get out of the office and do that, because we are in somewhat of a 24-hour service program, right? We want to be there for our referral partners who are typically real estate agents who are working around the clock. But that doesn't mean we have to be chained to our desk around the clock to still get the job done. And to be on the go and still have it that easy to use is just incredible. So it's, to answer that, it's easy to use, so easy. And it is really blowing. I have a gentleman that I hired on this summer who is running our Green Bay market. And his first loan he closed was literally within days because of how fast the same day was. And he was one of those that was like, are you sure? And then he was just absolutely blown away, because I think that's the other thing people get scared with too, is if I move, now it's a month, 2 months, 3 months before I close any deals. And that is not the case here at all because of same day. You can move here, get your license, and be closing loans in 10 days from when everything changes that's incredible. And that's unheard of. And that's exactly what's happening here. So there's nothing to be scared of right now at all.
That's a really great point. When we face our fears, on the other side of that is freedom.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's such like a word for the wise. Like I always say, success is outside the comfort zone, and like you're absolutely
very true.
Yeah, right. Like how many times in our careers have we faced things that made us uncomfortable, and it ended up being to our benefits, and we got so far ahead.
Right.
So, yeah, I completely love that. Like same day mortgage is absolutely amazing. And when I'm thinking about it from like a product strategy standpoint, all I can think about is like wow, not only can we deliver some of the best products and programs in the industry as a technology leader, but we're also one of the best kept secrets from a product diversity standpoint and have one of the biggest, baddest product suites in the country. So when we're not succeeding there, we're also able to really like serve a whole lot of different customers through all those types of programs. So it's really exciting to be at the forefront of all of that. So yeah. This was a super great conversation, and I would love to see if we have any questions from our audience. All right, let's see what we got coming in here. All right, first one I have here is Rola. I love this one. What is the difference between a lender having day one certainty and guaranteed rate using gateless technology to support same day mortgage?
So it's like comparing apples to oranges, right? Well, okay. So let me take a step back. So day one certainty has nothing to do with the borrower uploading their traditional docs, like a W-2 pay stub, right? It's usually, we're able to obtain, a work number, let's say, and when we run AUS, we're able to validate that number and what the income would be, right? And that's just specific to income. I'm giving you that one example. But there's not a lot of borrowers who fit that day one certainty bucket. Every lender out there has access to day one certainty, but there's not a lot of loans that actually fit that bucket, right? Because with day one certainty, you really need the income, the assets, sometimes collateral, everything to actually fall into that bucket to really streamline the process. And when I say collateral, like an appraisal waiver. And when it was initially rolled out, we thought day one certainty was going to be what same day mortgage is today, truthfully, right? So when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, this is game changing, right? Day one certainty is great, but it's not same day mortgage. Same day mortgage, which is supported by Smart Underwriter, is the ability to actually, review a borrower's W-2, review the borrower's pay stub, review the credit report. And I'm not talking about a FICO score, and any tech can do that, right? This is actually reviewing, is the borrower's information correct? Does it match on the credit report? What are the trade lines? Do we have enough trade lines open, right? Are there any lates? And so again, it was built sitting down, writing down every guideline that is applied to credit, employment history, income, assets. I mean, you name it, right? So again, just remember, it's like a virtual underwriter basically underwriting your loan. And so it is completely different than day one certainty, because we knew that we didn't have a loans that fit the day one uncertainty bucket. And we needed to, get technology that supported a tremendous amount of borrowers outside of that small, tiny bucket, right? So I hope that answers the question. But again, right now, 70% of our conventional business is eligible under same day, right? And that's a lot of business. Mm-hmm. And so again, that 30% is usually your self-employed, your bond business, but everything else, same day mortgage really supports, and Smart Underwriter supports.
Wow, that is really amazing. Like, it's so cool that day one certainty started this whole trend that allowed us to all be able to take a step back and say, what do we really need to do in order to automate it? I'm glad the agencies fired that first shot, which then led to all of us saying, hey, we really have to have something that knits together the entire process and really serves it, not just a piece of that. And that's really cool that we're able to do that with same day.
Yeah. And, and day one certainty does give you the rep and warrant relief. However, Smart Underwriter has been tested for 2 years. So you're talking about rules that were written with gateless, tested for 2 years straight, thousands of loans. When you think about income, we sat there and tested over 5,000 loans, right? To make sure income validation, the income calculated correctly, right? The credit report was viewed accurately. The stare and compare that takes people 15 minutes a file, it's doing for you, right? So again, it's a big deal because it helped us evolve and it helped us make the process more simplistic for everybody involved. And our agents, our referral partners love it because of that.
Wow, that's really cool. So that brings me to another thought. How is this helping guaranteed rate reduce overall cost?
So obviously, you know, it's really important when you do create a process and when you do invest in technology that there is a savings that you can then give back to the client, right? With rates, right? I mean, if you're not doing that, then it's a failure on all, you know, it's just a complete failure. And so it has helped us actually reduce our cost per loan significantly by probably around 50%, right? And again, it goes back to my original statement. When you invest into technology, you have to create and embrace a process around it, right? And if you do that and you're strategic about it, then again, you will be able to reduce your costs, which you can then give to the clients, right? And ultimately, that was the goal, right? It was make it more simplistic, give super competitive rates, and you know, it worked out well for us.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really big savings. And just a reminder to everyone, because this is a live webinar, if you'd like to submit any questions, we will be continue to take questions here for a few more minutes. So please go ahead and feel free to submit any questions over to us. So let's see here. What else do we have? Ooh, here's one for me. So what products is Guaranteed Rate focused on in this market? I love this question. You're right. This is a challenging market, right? It's different. What made us successful from a product strategy point for the last 10, 15 years is not the case, right? And it's now time to think about how we're going to evolve going forward. And I would really say we have three major things we're focused on right now from a product perspective. That first one is definitely affordability. I think it's hard to be looking at this market and not think about affordability for everyone from affordable products, but to also Main Street America, and how can we continue to create innovative solutions that serve all of our different customers, regardless of where they are. So we've been hyper-focused on that affordability place and really taking an inclusive approach to that type of problem facing many Americans with inflation and rates. We're also really thinking about innovation in product, and we're going to be releasing a lot of really cool features here through the fourth quarter and first quarter. We have a really stacked product deck and are excited about what we're doing in order to empower our sales force and our realtor partners to really be able to succeed. And so you can be looking to us for some really cool innovations and future press releases coming. Very excited about that. All right. So don't forget.
A question, Kate. Yeah, I see a question. Is Guaranteed Rate looking to expand same-day mortgage by adding the ability to underwrite other products like jumbo or maybe HELOC or second mortgages? So same-day mortgage, actually, right now, we actually did expand recently into the jumbo space. So we are CTCing loans in less than 10 days. We also actually just launched a pilot on our Govy business, because I've said this before. I've always felt borrowers who apply with FHA financing or VA financing, sometimes by certain agents, not all, right? Their offers are lost because people think that it's a 45-day approval process around government financing or even jumbo financing. And that's just not true. And so same-day mortgage, we actually have been CTCing files in the jumbo space from RESPA to CTC in less than 10 days. We are also doing that with our FHA and VA clients as well. So again, as time goes by, our goal is to be able to expand same day even more. So starting out with the bucket that we're currently in, and then figuring out how can more consumers take advantage of same day. And so we do that on a daily basis to say to ourselves, can we include this? Can we do this? And so it's an ongoing, involvement within same day.
Ooh, I love that. And then we have a comment right here from Irv Shidman, who says, I'm a big fan. I just received today a clear to close in 11 days from app and advanced the closing date by a few weeks. Both agents are blown away. Super cool.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah.
I see a question in here. So other lenders can use Gateless. So what differentiates us from other lenders with Gateless AI? Is it our integration with same day, which Guaranteed Rate has developed? So again, I'm very repetitive when it comes to this, right? Because technology is amazing, right? Especially this smart underwrite. And it's as important to create a great process to support the technology that you're using. And I think, you know, even though Gateless is available for all lenders to use, each lender is going to want to use it differently, right? So we use it throughout the entire process, from when Kristen takes the application to close, you know, to until we actually CTC the file. Other lenders have a different approach. So it really, really depends on how the lender wants to use it. Some people just want to use it as a QC function. Some folks just want to use it as an underwriting function. So it's going to get used differently from lender to lender, which is for us that, yeah, it's a differentiating factor, because we're opening it up to everybody and basically leveraging the technology from the beginning of the process to the very end.
Ooh, that's a great one. So Kristen, I have one for you real quick. So in addition to same-day mortgage, Guaranteed Rate recently launched Power VP. So Rola is kind of suggesting this, like we've done a lot of different things that differentiate ourselves from a tech perspective. So as a loan officer, what part of Power VP is most effective for you and why?
Well, I would say there's two parts of it that are super effective for me. One, every file, I feel like right now, and most lenders, if you're on the call, will understand what I'm saying, is I bet you we update pre-approvals almost daily, if not weekly, for clients, because they're changing their dollar amount, they're trying to be strategic and things like that. So being able to just log in no matter where I'm at and update that pre-approval and get it over to my agents within, you know, a couple of minutes is huge, without having to carry my laptop with me everywhere, open it up, do that kind of thing. So that alone has been huge. The other thing is and in this market right now, it's not typically best to be a gambler in the market and play with rates. We can lock people's loans within Power VP. So no matter where I'm at, if I get the update saying rate alert, I can go in and lock that deal on Power VP just like that. So those two functions are huge, huge, huge. And I love where Rola, Victor, and everybody in that executive team that built this sat down and thought like an underwriter, thought like a loan officer, and said, what exactly do we need? And that's exactly what they created.
That's awesome. I absolutely love that. And then it looks like we did get one more product question here about what are we seeing with temporary rate buy downs and how long do we think this market's going to last? I would love to be able to have a crystal ball to guess on how long this current market's going to last. But I will tell you that Guaranteed Rate is paving the way in terms of offering one of the most comprehensive programs from affordability that includes amazing buy down programs, temp buy down programs, and we have it available on a large amount of our product suite, and we will continue to innovate with amazing product structured specifically to address the problem of Americans trying to figure out how they're going to make those payments, whether it's coming up with innovative terms, innovative programs that find more ways to count more income from hardworking Americans. We are committed to doing that and continuing to expand those offerings. A lot of people don't realize this, but we have over 150 products and programs. So just because one particular one doesn't solve your needs, I promise you, we have a loan for that.
And I have to plug you quick, Kate, if you don't mind, because this is Kate is our product girl, and she's this excited about it. So as a loan officer, how do you not get that excited about going out and selling and fulfilling what the individual consumers need? And the girl running the show for us is right here saying, yes, we have 150 loan programs. Yes, we're doing everything we can. It makes it that much easier to go out and say, we have all these options. So I have to plug you on that, Kate, because what you're doing with our product innovation is amazing.
Thank you. And you know what? Yeah. Having a great team like Rola and Kristen to help support that is everything. And I think that's what really makes a big difference, is that together and having such great support from people and getting advice from Kristen on what's working or not working, and having Rola to lean on for creating amazing ideas really makes a difference. I appreciate that. Thank you, Kristen.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? Are we good?
Says Guaranteed Rate covering some closing costs with this specific program. Honestly, that's up to the loan officer. There is no closing cost credit that's tied specifically to this program. Let's see. Just wanted to say that several of my transactions lately have gone from offer accept to clear to close in 6 to 7 business days, even with appraisal. Yeah, and that's so great to see, because I mean, we've been seeing that a lot. And that was the intent of the program when it was first born in reality. Yeah. Do we have stats on average GRC date? So it looks like, do we have stats really on same day mortgage? Yes, we are from RUSPA, when RUSPA is triggered, right, to CTC, we're averaging, and this includes all loans with appraisals, it's like 10.1 days, right? And that again includes sometimes waiting 7 to 8 days for your appraisal. And so no appraisal, I mean, it's honestly a CTC in hours. And that's why we say you get your approval on same day mortgage within hours, but if it's contingent upon an appraisal, then you could be, you could be 3, 4, 5 days out. But I mean, like I said, the average is around the 10-day mark from RUSPA. This is not from when a loan officer submits their file into processing. It's when you trigger RUSPA.
That's impressive.
Yes.
That's impressive. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, Rola and Kristen, I would like to thank you for joining me to discuss how Guaranteed Rate is leading the industry with advancements like same-day mortgage. And if you're interested in learning more, please visit rate.com, which has links to same-day mortgage, LO careers. If you'd love to come and work with us, Kristen would love to have you on her team, and our gateless technology. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today.
Yes. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.